possession, and Morocco found a way. I think they'll
conditioned, covered stadium here in Houston. Michael Oliver, the referee here this afternoon, gets the game underway, and Canada launch the ball forward from the start, but we're going to restart the game, are we?
false start.
A false start.
I think we are. Yeah, they're all wandering back. That's a little bit pernickety, isn't it, from Michael Oliver? Come on.
It's not something you see every day, that is for sure. But here we go again. Canada now do get us underway. Eustachio with his white strapping on his right hand, the hero of the last 32, that late goal against South Africa, getting Canada through to this stage. A little ball forward from Morocco, but I think it was offside, so just Diaz lets it go out and Canada win the throw-in.
Look, we know what we're going to get at the start. Two teams who are going to start really intensely. Canada will want to go toe-to-toe with this Moroccan team, but Morocco have been fast starters in this tournament.
They have been, just ask the Tartan Army.
Yeah, but I was thinking of Scotland. I didn't want to mention that with you here, but
thanks.
Brazil as well.
They have been fast starters. They do have a little bit of a tag from some that they fade in games, so if that is to be the case, it is important that Canada don't allow Morocco the fast start, albeit Haiti did take the lead against them in the third group stage match, and Morocco came back to win that one 4-2. Unbeaten in the group stages, Morocco.
There's a tall touch from Brahim Diaz, who, I mean, he'll drift here, there and everywhere, but starting on that right-hand side, high up for Morocco. Ball running under his foot. You don't see that too often.
Another collector's item. We're getting them all today. But Canada have a free kick. It's inside their own half, just on the far touchline, but they did look like they were putting some of the taller players up there to knock it into the area, but it has gone all the way back to the goalkeeper, and now it does go forward, but there is absolutely nobody in the area that Moise Bombito has placed the ball in. So Morocco with the free kick, with the throw-in. Mazraoui, Manchester United left back, he was a bit of a doubt for the tournament, but he's played every minute here so far. Look very comfortable with it, but Morocco, a team that have already come through a test. Brazil, their first match, a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, and it's quite a slow sort of build from the back. You can see Canada's intention is that they're not dropping deep. They're just waiting for a ball to be played into midfield, and then they're pressing, and pressing with real aggression. You see that?
Too much there from Buchanan as Ioane goes down under the challenge.
Looking forward to those battles in the wide areas. Buchanan against Mazraoui, and then on the other side, Ali Ahmed against Hakimi.
Ali Ahmed, another Norwich
City, yeah, and Hakimi, two of the great European clubs. That match-up.
Not sure PSG fans will see it that way.
A bit disrespectful there, really, to Norwich.
Sorry, Norwich. But I know you are delighted to see Ali Ahmed get the start. He missed the last game.
Well, I was delighted to see Mo Toure come on yesterday, and that didn't really work out, did it? So let's hope for a better afternoon for Ali Ahmed.
Well, Alistair Johnson's nicked that ball, and he's played it into the midfield. Eustáquio now coming forward, and he's got space over on the left-hand side for Laria, who drives forward. An opportunity perhaps to get the ball in the box. He gets a little deflection, gets it back, comes into the left edge of the area, but he's just overrun it, has he? No, he will get the corner. So first opportunity for Canada. They are dangerous from set pieces. This may be their opportunity to put some pressure on.
Good, really good start from Canada, pushing Morocco back, showing their intent, and Laria down that left-hand side. Just persistence won that corner now. Can they work something from it?
Well, Michael Oliver just having a little word with, I think it's Moise Bombito and Luc de Fougerolles, the two target men, two of the target men. Quite a tall side, Canada. A few options to aim at from the corner. Over on that far side, and it comes now, in swinger, right on top of the goalkeeper, who punches it clear. But it will be picked up again by Canada, and by the flick of your hand there, I'm thinking you think he should have caught that.
Yeah, he's punched that with...
Oh, and a header in from de Fougerolles, and almost fell really kindly for Jonathan David, who tried to cut it back across. It's gone out for another Canada corner. And there's a few conversations going on down there with the Moroccan backline.
Well, first of all, if Bono catches the ball, there's not a problem. He double-fisted it. That means he could have caught it, should have caught it. But yeah, lively start, and Bono actually makes a really decent stop on the byline. What a start for Canada.
Great start for Canada. Another opportunity from the corner. Eustáquio over there once more, raises his right hand. It will be another in-swinger, this time a little further from the keeper and right into the edge of the 6-yard box, but it is a Moroccan head that gets it clear. But it will be picked up by Seeger and played forward towards Buchanan. The sliding challenge from Hal puts it out for yet another Canadian corner, this time from the other side.
Yeah, really pinning the Moroccans in. Canada up. Jesse Marsh, this is the start his team wanted, no doubt about that. And Morocco having plenty of defending to do.
Well, Canada have utilised the set piece. 40% of their shots on goal in this tournament coming from this sort of scenario. They want to try and make one of these count early on. As Eustáquio places in, headed, flicked on by Le Fougerolles, who gets another chance to head it back into the mix, and there's a punch clear, but it's fallen only as far as Ahmed, and now Eustáquio again plays it into Le Fougerolles. Got his back to goal, manages to twist and turn to try and get the cross in, and this time it's just launched clear all the way upfield. Nobody there, so Crepeau able to come out of his goal and clear things up, but now it's charged down by Morocco, and Canada are scrambling a little at the back, and there's been a clash of heads. Player down on the ground, playing on so far, but there is a Moroccan player down, and I don't think Michael Oliver has seen this yet.
Well, it was Alistair Johnson, I think, and Unahi. There was a coming together, and Michael Oliver finally has stopped the game. Alistair Johnson, the Canadian right back with a really strong challenge. I think the ball was there to win. And he absolutely clatters into Unahi afterwards. Just watching that corner again, we have the luxury of seeing replays back on the screen, and Bono, I mean, just come and catch it, and then there wouldn't be any danger, wouldn't be any second phase or third phase. What's happened to goalkeepers?
You're asking the wrong person. But it is a frustration I hear many times. Goalkeepers not catching the ball. We're back underway. 7.5 minutes gone here in Houston. Still goalless in this first tie of the round of last 16. Quarter-finals at stake. And Canada have started very well. Put the pressure on Morocco, but still we await the breakthrough. And now Morocco getting an opportunity to get on the ball. And on that challenge from Alistair Johnston, we watch him at Celtic, and he's not afraid to get himself stuck in, is he? He's a strong character.
Yeah, I think he's been Canada's best player in this tournament. I just wonder whether Celtic are going to be able to hang on to him. His game is just getting better and better. It's a fascinating start, this, the way Morocco have started. Haven't really found any rhythm to the play. There they go a little bit longer now.
Trying to go longer, but Alistair Johnston reads it and does very well to intercept and play it back to his goalkeeper, who launches it up the field. Jonathan David able to knock it back to Johnston, and now it goes long, looking for the run of Oluwaseyi, and out it goes, a sliding challenge again, and it is been given as a free kick,
yeah.
Actually.
Oluwaseyi trying to stretch that back line of Morocco. Diop getting his body in. There was a little coming together.
Does
but yeah,
well,
at this moment in time, it's a case of Morocco. It's all a little bit slow at the back. Be interesting to see whether they miss out that press and go a bit longer, as they have done there.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to listeners joining us on Sports Extra. Canada 0, Morocco 0. Just under 10 minutes gone in this first round of last 16 tie. It's been a good start by Canada. They have had the pressure on in the opening 10 minutes, but Morocco beginning to get a foot on the ball. And with the players that they have, they'll look to try and put the pressure on, but that is really poor pass from Elanui, picked up, and now Canada come forward again. Oluwaseyi, lovely turn, and the shot is saved. It comes back across, though. Still Canada keep it alive. Oluwaseyi with an overhead kick, doesn't quite connect, and now Morocco try and get it clear, but what an opportunity for Canada. Still they have it on this right side with Buchanan, goes down under pressure, no free kick given. Up he gets again and tries to challenge for the ball, gives away the free kick. But Morocco living dangerously and creating their own problems right now. Well,
he does brilliantly. Oluwaseyi, when the ball goes into him, he spins brilliantly. It's a really careless pass in the Moroccan midfield. Ali Ahmed, little nutmeg pass to him, and then the drag back, lovely drag back. I think he had Jonathan David to his right-hand side. He used him as a decoy, drag back pass, Hal, and then left-footed just with Bono to beat. Bono gets down. Big left leg out, makes a crucial save. Brilliant save, but Canada have got to be taking those opportunities.
Well, not many probably came into this game giving Canada much of a chance, but now an opportunity for Morocco, and Saibari is clear, but it's weak and it's easy to pick up for Crepeau. And Canada come forward again, and they are perhaps surprising a few people here, Canada, in these opening 11 minutes. Taking the game to Morocco. Eustáquio, great ball out to that left-hand side to Ahmed, who's got Diaz up ahead of him, cuts back onto the right foot. Eustáquio again into David, right on the edge of Morocco's penalty area. Canada again causing problems for Morocco, and they look a little bit shell-shocked, the Moroccans.
Yeah, they do. It's all a little bit lax, isn't it? They look fatigued, they look tired. A lot have been made with them. Had a lot of travelling to do. They had the extra time against the Netherlands. And Canada, fast start. Jesse Marsh teams in your face.
Yeah, 30 more minutes played, Morocco, and 30 hours less recovery from their last 13 tie as Canada come forward again. Eustachio trying to cut in on that right foot inside the area, but it's blocked and cleared, and now Morocco move forward, but the long ball cut out again, and Canada are winning everything in the midfield at the moment, as they do again. And Buchanan on the edge of the centre circle's got Alistair Johnston on the right hand side, scampering forward. The Celtic fullback knocks it in towards the back post area. Poor clearance. Eustachio, edge of the area, right foot, places it into David. Now looking for the run of Buchanan, and this is some great football from Canada. Morocco clear it only as far though.
They are all over Morocco. Jesse Marsh in his technical area applauding the team. When that ball fell to Eustachio though, he's 18 yards out, the ball sitting there waiting to be hit with his left foot, decided to chop inside and go on his right foot. Just gamble there, get a shot off, put your foot through it.
That's what he did against South Africa, and it took them to this stage. I thought he was going to shoot as well, but look for the little intricate ball into David. So Morocco on the ball now, but back in their own defensive third. Just the centre backs playing a couple of passes with each other, trying to take a little bit of the intensity out of the game, because Canada have started so fast in this match.
But it's the old Jesse Marsh ploy, let the centre halves have it. As soon as the ball goes out wide or into midfield, we're going to press, we're not going to sit off, we're going to be brave and get after you. And Morocco just haven't got started. They've been meek really in these opening, what, nearly quarter of an hour now. Been a brilliant start from Canada.
Very impressive first 14 minutes from the host nation.
It's not how you start though, is it? That's the issue. Don't take your chances. That's how you finish.
And that has been Canada's problem, taking the chances. They've created plenty in this World Cup. They have scored in their last 6 World Cup matches. But other than that 6-0 victory against the 9 men of Qatar, just 1 goal in the other 5. But if you create, Chris, you have a chance.
Well, you've got to pop it in though. Alias Hakimi is flattened on the Morocco right-hand side.
Getting a little bit of the Norwegian, I'm not sure what it's called, the Norwegian thunderclap, is it? They don't have the rowing going on here, it's just the clap. Morocco coming forward, Crepeau out of his goal though, to get there ahead of Saibari. Goes all the way back to Moroccan feet though at the back. Hal out to this left-hand side to El Khanous. Back to Mazraoui. Hal again as Morocco look to build from the back once more. Still inside their own half. Canada pressing well, forcing Morocco back.
Just let Diop have it. Let Hal have it. And there you go, there's the press. And I don't think that's a foul.
Neither does Laria by that reaction, but Hakimi goes down.
Well, Hakimi has barely had a kick. Every time the ball goes into him, Laria or Ali Ahmed are pressing him, not letting him have time on the ball. He's such an influential player, isn't he, that the Moroccan hasn't got going yet. We normally see him on that right-hand side, high up the pitch in the centre-forward position. He plays a number of positions, plays them extremely well, but very ineffective so far.
Canada will want to keep it that way, because he is certainly a big influential force in the Moroccan team. But again, Morocco forced back. Bouadi coming forward with it now, still inside his own half, just gives it to Diop. Long ball, looking for the run of Saibari, who picks it up. Flag stays down, now it goes up. I did think he was offside.
Well, you should have said.
I was waiting for the flag.
It was tight. It was really tight, wasn't it?
Oh, it's tighter than I thought it was.
Yeah, he does, yeah. Good call from you. I wasn't so sure at first, but yeah, space in behind. Canada trying to squeeze the game in midfield. That allows that space in behind for Saibari, but just made his movement a little bit too early.
Canada come forward again, but Ahmed forced backwards this time, plays it into Bombito at the back, and Alistair Johnson now up this right-hand side to Jonathan David Eustachio. Lovely one-touch play, looking for the run in behind of Buchanan, and again Morocco forced into the sliding challenge. Hal putting it out for another corner kick for Canada.
You've got to say that Canada look slick, they look organised, really nice passing pattern up that right-hand side. And more defending to do for Morocco.
Eustachio once again coming over to the set-piece duties. Right arm raised of Alistair Johnson in and around the penalty spot. That may well be where it's heading. As you can hear the crowd getting behind Canada. In it comes towards that spot, and it is to Johnson, and he gets the head on it, and it's blocked, and now it's cleared. But Laria should be able to get there ahead of Diaz, which he does, and Canada can keep possession.
It's a right-footed outswing, a floated corner, and Alistair Johnson gets up. He's what, 10 yards out, free header, no real pace on the ball, and it's cleared. But Morocco are a real mess at this moment in time. They really are. Having got started, they probably can do with that first hydration break, Hayley.
They probably can, because Canada have nicked the ball again. Eustachio in midfield, now out to the left-hand side to Ahmed. We're not far away from that hydration break. 18.5 minutes gone here in Houston. Still Canada nil, Morocco nil, but all Canada so far. Eustachio midway between the halfway line and the edge of the area. Canada moving it now from left to right to Bombito, and now out to Buchanan on this right touchline. Doesn't have many options, so he does play it back to his centre-back, and to Le Fougerolles. They're two good footballers, the Canadian centre-backs, as well as being strong defenders, as Buchanan once again picks it up. And the whistle has gone, and we've got a yellow card as well, a late challenge. It was, and Canada will win the free kick, and I think it's Hal who's gone into the book early on for his challenge on Oluwaseyi.
I think it's a little bit harsh. Oluwaseyi just goes towards the ball, gets in front of him, and he stands. It's a bit clumsy. It's not really a yellow card offence. I don't think he's made too many fouls. Hal now he has to be careful.
And this is a concern for Morocco. Saibari is down.
Yeah. And as you well know, Hayley, I'm no medical expert, but I think he's holding his hamstring.
Yeah, it seemed to happen off the ball. We're getting a little look at what happened, whether it was contact or whether it looks something more muscular, and it does look like something that has happened without any contact, so that is a concern. He's been really positive influence for Morocco, certainly in the group stages. Down getting some treatment now. Scored in all 3 group stage matches and scored the penalty that took Morocco through against the Netherlands.
Yeah, he's not a conventional centre forward. He'll drift here, there, everywhere, drift into wide areas. Tremendous athlete and has that finishing ability and got that physical presence. But this is a real concern because he's pulled his shirt over his head. It really doesn't look good for Morocco.
No, and they are getting their substitute prepared, and it will be a change, and Soufiane Rahimi will be coming on for Saibari. So a sad end potentially to his World Cup for Saibari, who's had such an enjoyable time so far. Plays his football at PSV, he is off. So Rahimi comes on for his 42nd appearance, 13 goals in Moroccan colours for the 30-year-old. Plays his football for Al Ain in the UAE. So things not going to plan for Morocco, and they now have to face yet another set-piece delivery from Eustachio on the right-hand touchline, midway between the halfway line and the penalty area. Again, his right arm is raised. There's the movement in the area. It's a great delivery, but it looked a great delivery, and then it floated towards the goalkeeper.
He caught one.
And he caught it.
That, I'm made up with that. A goalkeeper has caught the ball at the World Cup.
He would have certainly been asking questions if he punched that when it floated perfectly into his area. So can Morocco find
a
rhythm?
Yeah, get a foothold into the game. And they can't. The press is so good from Canada.
Again, they've gone long, and again it's been easily cut out by Le Fougerolles. Just can't quite get anything going, and now there's a big clash of bodies, but play on, because over on the left-hand side there is an opportunity for Canada to attack, and now Ahmed goes down on that far side, and nothing given this time. The two that clashed in the middle of the pitch both back up on their feet. Canada still in possession as Seeger plays it back to his goalkeeper, and Michael Oliver letting a few things go there.
As the referees at the World Cup have done, really. I don't mind that. We like a challenge or two. Seen too much simulation, and the refs have been good on that. There's a bit of simulation. The refs that's a good on it today. And there's the drinks break. And I tell you what, I really welcome drinks break for Morocco. This Canada have absolutely caned them. They just haven't been able to get the noses in front.
No, it's been a very positive and there needs to be a spark from somewhere for the African nation, who find themselves under real pressure but still goalless, and that is the important factor for Morocco. Canada, with all their pressure and set pieces, unable to actually really test Bunu in the Moroccan goal. But they have had glimpses, and
well, they had the big chance, didn't they?
Well, he had the one save, yes.
Who, you know, that's a gilt-edged opportunity. That's a poor challenge from Alistair Johnson. I actually expect Morocco to be a little bit more direct now and play a second ball game. Canada have lured them into playing the way that they want to play. I expect Morocco to be more direct.
Well, they're on the ball now, just outside the centre circle. Diop pressed quickly, but gets the ball away under the pressure of Oluwaseyi.
We shouldn't have bigged Bouhaddi up, should we? And Elanaoui in the base of that midfield for Morocco. They barely had a kick. They have been smothered by the Canadians.
And another long ball from the back, easily cut out by Lefougerol at the back. The 20-year-old plays his football at Fulham. He's been on loan though at Dender in the Belgian First Division, but he looks a real player. That's given away though by Bombito, and now an opportunity, a first opportunity for Rahimi to take the shot. He does from distance, possibly a little bit speculative from there.
Yeah, careless from Canada, misplaced pass in the middle of the park, and then Rahimi, he just 28, 30 yards out, had an option to his right-hand side, Brahim Diaz. That's the issue for Canada. Not making the most of your opportunities. I think we feel that Morocco will start to get a foothold in this game, but Brahimi trying to make a name for himself early there with a long shot. Weak effort in the end.
So Canada with a throw-in just over the halfway line, and Johnson goes long down the line looking for the run of Oluwaseyi, and it's been put out of play by Hal. So Canada now with a throw-in right on the edge of the penalty area.
Have they got a long throw, Canada?
That was quite long from Alistair Johnson, that one down the line. He is taking this next one.
Well, they must have.
He must be able to.
Fougerol's gone up, hasn't he?
Not seen him do the long throw for Celtic, have we?
May have been in the gym.
And he does throw it long to the front post, and there is a little push. Well, certainly in the eyes of the referee, a little push by Lefougerol on Mazraoui.
I think Michael Oliver actually has been a lot stricter than most referees we've seen in this tournament. I think we would have seen a lot of referees let that sort of challenge go.
Well, for Canada, that one unfortunately not let go, so Morocco back on the ball. And looking to try and find a little bit of passing rhythm, but they've not been allowed a second on the ball. Again, closed down Hakimi by Ahmed.
Yeah, but it's a simple game plan. Canada 4-4-2. Once the ball is popped into midfield, they start pressing. Centre-backs can have it. They're happy for the Moroccan centre-backs to have it, but they keep winning the ball back, and Morocco have been so careless.
Yeah, another forced error from the Canada press. Morocco giving it away, but they do get the break and win the throw-in and keep possession. But again, their possession is all in their own final third. Diop looking to try and take it forward now. Hakimi on that right touchline, but it's straight back to the feet of Diop under the pressure and press of Ahmed.
He's not what you'd describe as a ball-playing centre-half, Diop. He's honest, but you know, I think it's one of those where Jesse Marsh is saying, let him have it. He'll give it to us at some stage. So it's all very simple, back and across, no flow, nothing through the centre of the park.
Well, very much side to side from Morocco in this opening half hour. An opening half hour that these Canadian fans inside the stadium here in Houston must be delighted to be watching.
I suppose the question is, Ailey, can they keep it up? This press, this intensity.
Yeah, the work rate has been hugely impressive from Canada. A little give and go there, looking for the run of, first of all, Hakimi, but then Rahimi came across and ended up fouling Lefougerol. So Canada
Ridiculous.
win the free kick.
Lefougerol getting his body. Hakimi just barges into the back of him. What a daft challenge. Wasn't going anywhere. Lefougerol there.
Lefougerol, the youngest in the Canadian squad. at 20.
They seem to have quite a young squad, Canada do.
Yeah, certainly a fair few youngsters out there. Seeger, another one that is one for the future, 22-year-old, playing in midfield he is. And can play right back, but playing centre midfield today.
They seem to be getting their act together, don't they, in terms of, do we call it football or soccer in Canada?
I call it football.
Well, you can't, yeah, I know you do, you're from Scotland, but what about the Canadians?
Imagine they call it soccer.
I don't think it's the most popular sport, is it?
No, certainly nothing like as popular as ice hockey, which is, I think, their biggest sport, most watched.
Well, I saw a Gretzky shirt this morning on my way to Starbucks.
There's a crossover. Crossover from ice hockey to football. Well, Alistair Johnston used to play ice hockey.
Hey.
Yeah. That's why he likes the physical battle, he said. He's going to have to be physical now
he is again,
as he slides in. And again, Morocco just really struggling to get past this Canadian press.
I don't know whether you've got the same feeling as me, but do you just feel that, oh, there's an errant pass?
An errant pass from Hal, and it's picked up by Ahmed on that left-hand side, and already there are black shirts swarming forward as Stakio floats it towards the back post. Buchanan doesn't get there. Mazraoui gets there ahead of him, and Canada knock it clear, but it will be Morocco knock it clear, but it will be a Canadian throw-in.
All over the place, the Moroccans. Do you just feel that they'll have a moment where they'll go and score against the run of play? They have been that bad, Morocco.
It's going to be another corner for Canada. The throw-in flicked behind by Mazraoui, who takes a little knock in the head, which gives a little rub and gets up back on his feet. So again, Canada with an opportunity to put the pressure on, but you do feel that they need to score during this spell.
Yeah. They've put so much into this first 35 minutes. They've got to make it count, because Morocco will have a moment, I'm sure.
They have so much ability in their side, Morocco. As Eustachio plays it into the middle of the area, it's flicked clear by Moroccan head, but Canada scrambling to try and keep possession. Le Fougerolles now goes down, but it's going to be a free kick to Morocco. Le Fougerolles penalised as he went to ground.
It's a Marsh masterclass, isn't it, this? I mean, we know he likes his teams to play on the front foot, but you've got to say, they are so well organised, they are so disciplined. There we go, there's the press again. Ball popped out to the left, Mazraoui goes back to Hal. And across to Diop, and we see Canadians just sitting off.
Just allowing Morocco to play along that back line.
There's the press and there's the win.
And then it's won by Buchanan, up against Mazraoui. Goes down Buchanan. He will get the throw-in.
It looks like the Moroccans have never played together before. It looks like they've just been thrown together for the first time, and they haven't got a clue what they're doing. Here comes another long throw.
Thank you, Gigi, and you join us as Canada have an opportunity with a long throw to knock it into the box and put more pressure on this Moroccan team. It has been a really, really good opening 36 minutes from the host nation, Canada. Morocco have been all at sea, but Canada unable yet to break the deadlock as Morocco try and come forward, but again a loose pass. And Chris, it has been a Moroccan performance like we haven't seen at this World Cup yet before.
I mean, you are a Scotland fan. I mean, you're watching this and you're thinking, well, where was this performance against Scotland? They've been woeful. There hasn't been any combinations, any connection. But a lot of it is down to the way that Canada have set up. Let's give Jesse Marchant his Canadian team a lot of praise, the way that they have just set traps, the way that they've pressed the ball. And Morocco haven't got going, and of course they've lost Saibari, their main guy up top as well.
Yeah.
How about that for a pass?
An injury for Saibari. That was a tester for the goalkeeper's touch, that one.
Bono, yeah, he did well there. He killed the ball well, but it wasn't the nicest ball, that. I know, I played with some goalkeepers where that might have been very tricky, that type of pass fizzed in. I won't name them.
Well, Saibari dealt with very well by Bono, like you say, in goal. As Morocco try and come forward, but swarming around the Moroccan players.
Good word.
Numbers of Canadian black shirts.
Great word, swarming. That's exactly what's happening. When that ball goes anywhere into the centre of the half, they are all over them.
It has been a very strong tactical masterclass, really, from Jesse Marsh. The way he set his team up, he's gone positive with the 4-4-2 that they've been playing throughout the tournament so far. Didn't change to a more defensive style, coming up against a very strong and fancied favourite, Morocco. And Morocco again looking for the long ball, and it's again not accurate and straight through to the goalkeeper. And there's a little bit of afters because Hakimi pushed over Laria as the long ball went through, and Laria's reacted, and now there's a number of players all in a huddle, and a bit of sorting out for Michael Oliver, the English referee, to do here.
Well,
but it did look like Hakimi just pushed him over from nowhere.
It was ridiculous from Hakimi, maybe frustration. He's had a difficult first half, but it may take a moment like this to really fire up the Moroccans. Laria, as you explained, running back towards his own goal. Hakimi was trying to get him behind. Hakimi's not going to win the ball. Drapeau, the Canadian goalkeeper, picks it up, and Hakimi shoves him in the back, both hands, pushes him over. Laria is angry about that. He gets up, runs back, and then there's a coming together and a lot of players getting involved. And there's a yellow card for Hakimi.
We'll see if Laria gets the same treatment.
I mean, all he was doing was, you know, running back and saying, well, you can't push me in the back like that. Nobody would like that.
Yeah, we're getting a little replay of it now. So the long ball comes over, and it's Laria up against Hakimi, but it's straight towards the goalkeeper, and then Hakimi does react and goes to have a word, but there's...
What does Laria do wrong there, really? I mean, we have the benefit of the screen. Is just saying, you know, that's ridiculous, and I've got to say, I agree with him. That's not great from Michael Oliver.
So both players go into the book. Hakimi, who's been fairly anonymous up until that moment in this match, made his 100th Moroccan appearance against the Netherlands in the last 32 match. So, and somebody who is certainly seen as a leader within this team, but he's struggled as Alistair Johnston just loses out under pressure. But Canada again, the work rate to win the ball back by Seeger in the midfield. Right, whilst we prepare to take this free kick, let's head to Wimbledon and Russell Fuller.
And after 4 hours and 28 minutes, Zizou Bergs of Belgium and Britain's Arthur Ferrier are beginning a 10-point tiebreak to decide which of them will reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam for the first time. It's 1 point all.
1 point all there, 0-0 here as we enter the final 4 minutes of the opening 45, which has been dominated by Canada up against a strong Moroccan side. Canada in this stage of the World Cup for the first time ever, their first ever knockout victory coming against South Africa, and they are looking to make more history in their home World Cup, albeit playing this match in Houston in the USA. And what is Independence Day, 4th of July, the semi-quincentennial Independence Day.
USA.
Did you know that that was a word that existed, semi-quincentennial? Because until today I did not.
Yeah. The old Google.
250th would have worked. But semi-quincentennial, yeah, I can't even say it. Semi-quincentennial. Brilliant.
Okay. That's one of the moments of the half, that for me.
Morocco on the ball. Hakimi into the feet of Diaz, trying to twist and turn away. Bodies all around him in that Canadian shirt, and he's forced all the way back to Hal, who is under pressure as well from Jonathan David. And it's been incredible how often Morocco have been forced backwards towards their own goal in this game, with the Canadian press and the work rate of Jesse Marsh's side.
Yeah, they play a narrow four in midfield, but that's a little bit better from Morocco.
It is, but again, three bodies around Diaz as he squirmed away, but he does win the free kick. And again, the cards come out from Michael Oliver, and I'm not sure that was worthy of a yellow card, was it, Chris?
He's Oliver Twist, isn't he, with the cards? Diaz spins Alistair Johnston beautifully. And he is pulled back by Jonathan David. But first time we've really seen a decent bit of play in midfield.
Diaz coming over to the left-hand side to try and see if he can get a little bit more joy. And he does win the free kick. It's just inside Morocco's half, but an opportunity for Hakimi, who's come over to take it, to launch it in towards the area, which he does, looking for Diop at the back post, heads it down, but Le Fougerolles is there to clear. Jonathan David now wins the header and almost falls kindly for Laria, but Morocco win it back. And that's a foot in from Le Fougerolles to put it out for a Moroccan throw-in midway between the halfway line and the edge of Canada's penalty area, trying to get a little bit of possession going and find a little bit of rhythm, Morocco, as we head towards half-time, but they've given away the free kick.
That is a bad challenge. This should be a yellow card, and it is.
Ahmed going down under the challenge of Unahi.
Yeah, that was a really poor challenge. Ahmed pulled back as he won the ball back on the left-hand side. Unahi saying, come on, that's not a yellow card offence. It is. Lovely play from the Norwich City player.
The yellow cards, incidentally, there's two players who, if they were to pick one up, would be suspended for the quarter-finals. Shigur for Canada and Diop for Morocco. Both of them so far remaining unscathed.
Jesse Marsh, we see down there in his technical area in jeans.
In jeans.
The last 16 game is...
He's American. Is that not the American thing to do? Jeans? He is American. Morocco coming forward on this left-hand side towards the edge of the area, but again it's a poor pass and it's lost, and Canada win it back in 6 minutes added to this first half. We have entered those 6 minutes now. A first half that belongs to Canada, albeit the scoreline remains locked on 0-0 as Morocco take this throw-in just on the halfway line. Mazraoui with it down in front of the technical area. Alistair Johnston wins the header, but it does fall to Moroccan feet again. There's a foot in that's a little bit too much for Michael Oliver, and a free kick for Morocco.
Yeah, he's a bit whistle-happy, Michael Oliver. Got to say, that Morocco, the last 5 or 10 minutes since the Hakimi shove, they've actually shown a bit greater urgency.
Good pressure again for Oluwase on Diop, forced back to his goalkeeper, the Fulham centre-half. Represents Morocco, having come through the age grades in France. His 8th cap for Morocco this evening, Diop. Scored that header right at the end of the match to take it to extra time against the Netherlands, and Morocco coming through that penalty shootout. So they have played 30 minutes more than Canada. They've had less rest time and recovery time between matches as well. And they do look, certainly in this opening 45, A little jaded in comparison to their previous performances as a free kick again awarded.
That is a classic case of a defender in the near the corner flag area. Hal. I mean, there's barely any contact there. Suga, and he hits the deck. Michael Oliver, you've been conned.
I'm not sure he can hear you from our position high up in the stand here.
I like the way it's been ref this tournament. That, you know, normally you don't see them given.
Long ball over the top, too long though for Rahimi. Canada with the throw-in. 3 minutes or so left of the added 6. And it is the Canadian fans who are the happiest, but there is a little band of Moroccan fans down behind the goal to our right-hand side, and they have not stopped. I think their team need a little bit of that energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball down the right flank, picked up by Oluwaseyi, just next to the corner flag, shuffling forward, puts it through the legs of Hal, but Mazraoui helps out his defender. Nice little shift and go as Lafougerol does well initially, and the pass for Bombito looked to have sold him a little short, but he does really well. And now Canada are coming forward through Larry on that left-hand side. Eustáquio out to Ahmed, goes for the first-time little ball inside, looking for Larry again, but Morocco win it. And now an opportunity to counter. Lovely touch inside from Hakimi. He's got Diaz, and then over to the left-hand side is El Khanous. Chops it into his right foot, keeps possession under pressure. Canada back in numbers, and they win it back, and that is excellent work rate from Canada.
Yeah, I mean, I'll use your word, they swarm back in their numbers. Brilliant recovery runs. Just when it looked Morocco were breaking and had the advantage numbers-wise. 4 on 3 all of a sudden. You see 6, 7, 8 Canadian players come back, and Khanous losing the ball. I didn't even know Khanous was playing. He hasn't had a kick, has he?
Yeah, not many of the forward players have been too involved in this match for Morocco. El Khanous, who was at Leicester.
If he carries on playing the way he's playing, he'll be back there soon.
Morocco playing out from the back. Again, Canada very happy to let Diop have time and space on the ball, but they now go the little 1-2 with Hakimi on that right-hand side. But Canada doing the defensive work once again. Morocco with a throw-in. Again, the danger snuffed out.
What did Alistair Johnson? He just described Morocco as Goliath, didn't he? Been more mice in the first half, meek.
It is not the Morocco side that we have seen. So Morocco coming forward. We've only got a minute or so left of this first half, so let's head to Wimbledon and Russell Fuller.
And Arthur Ferry had 5 match points against Zizou Bergs. He still has 4 match points. He's just missed a chance to win it by lifting a forehand over the baseline. But the British wildcard at 114 in the world is in a fabulous position here to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam for the first time. He was a double break of serve down in the 4th set, a break down in the 5th set. This is match point number 2, and he's done it as he watches Zizou Bergs put a forehand into the net. And Arthur Ferry is on his back on court 18. He's into the last 16 of a Grand Slam for the first time. A miraculous recovery in set 4, a recovery from a breakdown in set 5, and he had 3 nosebleeds, and he's been out on court for 4 hours and 39 minutes, and he becomes the first British wildcard to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam since 1993. Ferry wins in 5.
Thanks, Russell, as the half-time whistle goes here in Houston. A yellow card right at the end for El Khanous. So 6 yellow cards Michael Oliver has shown in this first half, Chris, and doesn't feel like it's been that kind of game.
No, he's been card happy. You know, I don't get why there's been so many yellow cards, but it's been a...
Welcome back to Morning Footy, everyone. So Mexico's record in competitive games at the Azteca since 1957 is pretty impressive. They've only had 2 losses. So should England beat Mexico on Sunday, they would be the first ever team to do so at a World Cup. So that game is happening at 8 p.m. Eastern, despite reports of the kickoff time changing to earlier in the day. The game will stay at its original time, but things that that will not be different despite all of these things that's happening, Jimmy, is the altitude, the fans, the Estadio Azteca, crazy place to play. You've played there before.
I have played in Mexico City, some big games, not with the U.S. I was on a bench for one of those games, but for some club games, some CONCACAF Champions Cup games, and it is ridiculous. The first 20 minutes, you can't breathe. You're wondering what you're doing with your life. Where am I supposed to go? How am I supposed to? And everybody on your team's feeling the same way. That's where I think actually Mexico can jump in and take advantage of that, knowing this is where we hurt people. But ultimately, if England can manage that first 20-ish minutes and get to that first hydration break, and still at 0-0, and they're going to want to slow it down, England. So ultimately, Mexico is going to have to pick up the speed. We'll talk about those a little bit.
I'm not a world-class athlete like you were, but I remember going up the stairs in a hotel in Mexico City. I was done. It took me 10 minutes to recover after that.
Stairs in a hotel.
It is like the pollution levels tomorrow is like smoking 5 cigarettes a day. So whether they like it or not, these guys are all chain smoking for the next few days. That's what's going on right now in their lungs. It looks like even Declan Rice is sunburnt in this photo. Anthony Gordon's all red already. It is going to be a cauldron. It is going to be so tough. The air is heavy, Hannah. You can smell the smog. The altitude's a nightmare. And then you're facing this.
Yeah. So can you give me the context, please? Because I've seen this, and I'm obviously not educated enough. What is that mural? What is that they're standing outside of? Is it a religious aspect?
Jimmy, you take this one.
It's one of their famous statues. I'm not going to pretend to know exactly what it is. I'm sure I can get something in my ear at some point. But it's a really famous avenue within the city.
Yeah.
And so I'm not surprised that they set up there. And that is incredible. I mean, just having that shot alone, the drone shot, is just really shows how much it means to the country.
Phenomenal.
So imagine that inside and outside of the stadium when England comes into town. I just think England are in trouble for a lot of different reasons, but the intangibles, just the altitude in particular, it's so hard to play in this that if you go down 1-0, like all the other teams that have played there have all gotten their asses slapped because they just weren't ready for what just happened. I know that probably wasn't the best description, but they just weren't prepared, or maybe they were and they still don't. Like Ecuador went in there and didn't look like Ecuador, even though they play at altitude.
And it's making me nervous, isn't it? Two English people here.
We're very edgy here on Morning Footy. Just to give you an idea, there's Quito in Ecuador, very high up. La Paz in Bolivia, very high up. La Paz and Bolivia have beaten Argentina at home. That's how much the altitude matters. But I think the Azteca, with just how grand and colossal it is, might be the greatest home advantage. You hear about the 12th man all the time, and yes, to a certain extent there is like a great fan, but there it's the environment and the fans. You have the best sounding fans, the best acoustics mixed with one of the harshest climates in terms of the smog, in terms of the altitude. So there's a bunch of things going already against England before they've even stepped out onto the pitch.
Yeah, so many factors. Altitude, fans, according to Jimmy, butts being kicked. JD, what's your storyline to watch in this game?
Jimmy alluded to it. And, Jimmy's my centre-back partner on this, so he understands. The first 15 minutes is going to be super important. Please just settle into the game. You hear my heart, because I'm actually wanting England to win. I want us to go as far as we can. But the first 15 minutes is going to be like nothing they've ever experienced. I look at all of those 3 players on the graphic, and I think about all of the players in this squad. They would have played in Champions Leagues, Cup finals, won Premier Leagues. Nothing is going to compare, and I defer to my peers when they say this. Nothing compares to the Azteca in the first 15 minutes. How you control your emotions, how you handle the occasion, and more importantly, how you silence the crowd will really probably determine a large part of this game.
Yeah, and I agree with that first 15 minutes, because right now England's having to answer questions about, hey, the last time you were there was the hand of God. You guys lost in '86. Oh, hey, by the way, you're playing at altitude. Everybody struggles in the altitude. Oh, hey, by the way, Mexico's won all 4 of their games and have 4 clean sheets. That's the stuff that they're having to answer to. So I think that lends itself to a psychological advantage because you're playing at Azteca and you're playing against a very good and inspired Mexico team, which leads me to my point, and the key for this game is who is willing to suffer the most, or who's going to do the best at suffering the most. My advantage goes to Mexico. England's just going to have to survive, and if they can survive and keep it at 0-0, then they can eventually thrive as they kind of settle into the game. Because at some point, and I have this from experience, you will work through smoking packs of cigarettes and you will work through the altitude, but it only kicks in around 25, 30 minutes. So they got to get to that hydration break. But I just feel like Mexico are just so primed to have a good result here. However, if England can score first, now you're making Mexico suffer, and I'm kind of curious to see how they bounce back from that, because their fans are very keen on booing you if it's not going the way that they want, and be right down your throat. So it can work against Mexico.
Okay.
But you have to score first.
There's hope there.
There's hope. Okay, Matteo, what's your storyline?
So sort of the same as JD, where he said control the first 15 minutes, but mine was more broad, and that's the midfield just controlling the game. The way that Mexico are swarming, what they did to Ecuador was one of the greatest halves of football that I've seen. Maybe the greatest half of football I've seen from Mexico, but maybe the best halves of football I've seen in this entire World Cup. The way they press, the way that they're all over you. England cannot do that. They cannot chase ghosts. They cannot chase the ball. They need to be in control, whether that means Bellingham coming back, because I think one of the weaknesses of this English side, and it was very well documented, no Trent Alexander, no Foden, they don't have as much creativity. They have a lot of pace, but Bellingham coming back a little bit to help out the two number 6s, being in control of the game. That means Declan Rice and Bellingham will have to play at their best. They have delivered. Harry Kane has delivered, but they also need help. They need to control this game and control the tempo so they don't get tired after 20 minutes.
Really quick, it took them 30 minutes, England, to get a shot on goal against Congo, right? And it took magic from Harry Kane to even beat Congo. And now they're going into an even more difficult environment against a more difficult opponent, with all due respect to Congo. And yeah, they're going to have to get more than just Harry Kane magic. They're going to need it from the whole team, including the midfield.
Well, everyone, today we are live on YouTube, so we are able to read a lot of your comments that you are putting below in the chat. We've had one here. All this Azteca crowd altitude is not an excuse to lose this game. England 3.
Never played in altitude before.
I don't think the English team will not use this as an excuse. They've already said that. They know, and this is just the reality. Now, some fans back home might be using it as an excuse. You can't play every game at sea level. You can't play every game at 60 degrees. You go to some places where maybe they have snow. You go some places maybe you're in the Arctic, like Bodo Glimt in the Champions League. It's the World Cup. The world has different altitudes, different climates. It just so happens that Mexico, who is one of the hosts, plays their games very high up, above sea level. That's just the way it is.
Okay, should we take a look at the projected lineups then, who we think is going to be in the starting 11s? A lot of talk about the English right back, and he could potentially be facing Julian Quiñones, who's been having an amazing World Cup so far. How do you see that debate going?
Pray for them. That's the first thing I would say. I'd actually change this slightly. I know Jed Spencer's had this controversy around this World Cup and whether or not he should be starting and whatever else. I think he's given 25 for a reason. That's clearly a squad number. I'd actually look forward to seeing if Thomas Tuchel's going to be a little bit brave and maybe get a little bit more experience there. Ezri Konsa has actually played in the right-back position for both club and country. Can he play right back? Maybe you bring some experience in terms of John Stone, because I just need to see England manage this game. The management of the game is going to be super important beyond actually what happens on the pitch. But in the attacking third, love the fact that they've integrated Saka from the start. Finally, we can maybe see Bukayo Saka do something in this tournament in terms of announce himself. Marcus Rashford is inconsistent. Some elements are really good, some elements are really bad. And I need Jude Bellingham to pace himself. Please, do not burst all of your lungs in the first 30 minutes. I know you want to set the pace. I know you want to be sort of the counteract and the press from the beginning. But if you go too early, it's going to be hard to recover.
Yeah, and I'm just going to highlight on the Mexican side, Julian Quiñones. 4 goal involvement so far in this tournament has been so dynamic and such a menace, I should say, for any of the opposing teams. They're going to have to figure out, England, who's going to give that first contact. Because if Saka's going to drop back, how can he help with that pressure, not allowing him to get the ball in good spots? If Spence is there, whoever's going to be there, how quickly can you get out? You can't let him have a run of steam, right? You can't let him get his head up and start to run at you. That's going to be a problem. So that kind of Saka, Anderson, and Spence, how they solve that and how the center back also slides over. It's Konsa or Stones or whoever it may be. You just have to try to limit his influence as much as possible, because he is, as I like to say, confidence is a hell of a drug. And so he is as confident as any player in this tournament, and they got to slow him down and just make the game as difficult as possible.
Yeah, I think Lira, the defensive midfielder who's keeping Edson Alvarez, by the way, on the bench.
Incredible.
He's so important because he's going to be facing Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham's runs down the middle. Mora, the young kid. You hear so much about these teenagers. Oh, he's 17. He's the next big thing. A lot of the times it doesn't pan out. What I saw from Mora against Ecuador, especially that shot that he was like right around this area, and he curls it, and it's just about a millimeter wide. That told me everything I need to know about this kid. That at home, you're trying the audacious shots. This kid's full of confidence. You can see it right away when he touches the ball. You're like, oh yeah, this kid's absolutely got it. So those two players in particular are going to be huge at unlocking and stopping England.
I just want to hear your point on Mora a little bit more. Do you think it's because he's so young, because he's 17, he hasn't got the level of injuries, he's still got a level of naivety, and I mean that respectfully, so he doesn't have the fear as of yet? Do you think that's why you're seeing him express himself so much?
How were you like at 17? I was outside of 7-Eleven smoking cigars.
Yeah.
So
I was playing video games with my friends.
I definitely did not
wasn't playing at a World Cup. Here's one thing to note. When I look at this Mexican team, they seem set in their identity and how they want to play. Not too many changes. When I look at England,
¿Qué es eso? La mano. ¿Qué miras? ¡Anda para allá, vamos!
McDelivery, you in?
I'm in. Yeah, I well fancy a fillet of fish. Expand your palate.
Bring it home with McDelivery.
they got a right back issue, and also which wingers are going to start. We have Rashford and Saka, but maybe it's Gordon and Madueke or another combination of that. They still need to figure that out. I don't think Tuchel's figured it out.
It's a good point, though, at 17. Like, you probably should. He's maybe too naive, too immature. It looked like a mature player. It looked like also someone that has that fortitude that maybe I'll never understand.
Yeah, wonder if he's smoking cigarettes outside 7-Eleven. One comment, everyone, we've had on YouTube. Quiñones is Mexico's best player. England need to sit Anderson and start Mainu. Ooh. What do you think, JD?
I don't think that's a bad shout. And you know why I don't think that's a bad shout? Because I love Elliot Anderson. Do I think he's a £130 million player? Probably not. But that's not for me to decide. That's for everybody else to make their opinion. But what Kobbie Mainoo will do, he will dictate the game. He will come in and almost give a little bit of a more of a continental flair, slow everything down, know when to put your foot on it, and know when to assert in terms of pace into the game. I don't think it's a bad shout at all. And I'm surprised Kobbie hasn't played yet.
Can I ask you another tactical thing that I've heard being floated out there? Would you drop for Anderson, would you drop Jude a little bit deeper, put him with Declan Rice, and then put like an Eze or someone like that to have a little bit more creativity in the team?
Great shout again. And I've been kind of clamoring and pushing for this. I understand what Elliot Anderson brings, especially when he'll offer the ball. He presses really high, works in between the lines, knows and plays a really simple pass. I think because of Declan's emergence in the 8 position, we've kind of forgot that he was originally a 6 or a 4 and wanted to hold.
Yeah.
And for me now, I look at England as someone that is more scared of losing a game rather than going out to win it. The only problem I have with that is I don't know how disciplined Jude is to sit in there and say, I'm going to sit and I'm not going to move.
That would be my fear.
That's and that could lead to massive gaps in terms of especially.
But Real Madrid, he had to drop a little further back, right, in his second season, and all his goal tally, assists, everything went down.
Yeah. Really quick, boys, score predictions.
You asking me first?
Yeah, the English.
I've said 1-0 England, extra time. It's going to take everything to kind of get through this. The only reason as to why I believe they might go to extra time is because as Mexico are very solid defensively, I don't know how much threat they actually have going forward. So I'm hoping that the Azteca, everybody will calm down, will be on that full flung by then.
I think you're getting -110 on England. It looks like it's going to be even odds by the bookies when this game's kicked off. I think 1-1 going into extra time, incredibly tight. It's going to go to penalties, and then it'll be a lottery. Let's go with England.
Thanks, Buckets.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to watch out. I'm coming for you, Buckets.
Why are you throwing Buckets?
Sorry, it's just funny. You
I'm
just gave
similar
all the betting.
to Matteo here. I do think it's going to be tight. I had actually, and I'll raise my hand, I had England in my bracket when we did it before the knockout rounds. But now as I kind of live through this tournament a little bit more, I think that Mexico has the advantage. So I could see them winning in penalties as well.
As a former USMNT player, you're saying this?
Listen, I put my flag in the ground and said I'm a fan of all the hosts. The farther the hosts go, the better
Tell us
it
what
goes.
you really think.
Pick a template.
Well, 2 of the favorites to lift the World Cup trophy, Portugal and Spain, will go head-to-head on Monday. Spain's win over Austria to get here was their first knockout stage win since 2010, which was when they won the World Cup. And for Portugal, we saw them beat Croatia, making it their 6th ever knockout stage win. Now, who will advance onto the quarterfinals? Portugal has 3 appearances in that stage so far, while Spain has 6. So, JD, looking at both of these squads, looking at the talent that they have from top to bottom, which side would you say is more talented?
Oh, Spain are definitely more talented. I think they've showcased in terms of where they've been, the undefeated streak they're on right now, the way that De La Fuentes has them playing, the fluidity. The only problem I've had throughout this whole competition with Spain is I'm just waiting for them to marinate and showcase what they can do in the biggest stage. I think they've kind of been getting better as the competition's gone on, but we know what their ceiling is, and that's the important part we need to recognise. Unfortunately, I look across, and Portugal, and this is not to discredit them, I actually think they have the superior midfield on paper. I think they have the legendary striker in Cristiano Ronaldo. I think you don't see a weak link in terms of their back four, but when it all comes down to it, this is the favourable team because this is one of the favourites within the tournament, and they've showcased it, been there, done it before, from the Nations League all the way through. They have been one of the standards in Europe.
I feel like for a lot of the can we say top teams in the World Cup, something that we keep saying about all these squads is we have yet to see them unlock their full potential. So between these two, Matteo, which one do you think still has the most left to unlock in this World Cup?
The most left to unlock. You think it's Portugal? Really? With the way Spain have played?
Spain against Austria, I thought we started to see where they're going, and I thought very comprehensive performance. For me, I haven't seen a good 90 minutes yet, complete 90 minutes from Portugal.
What's your take on Ronaldo?
I think that they are more dynamic when he's not on the field. I'm sorry, all you CR7 fans out there.
I feel like it's been so in fashion now to take cheap shots at Ronaldo as if he's like some guy off the street. Okay, he's in his 40s, we get it. He doesn't move like he once did.
Sounds like you a little bit.
100%. That goal that he scored before the penalty, by the way, that was a great goal. And he showed, I think he hit 90 miles an hour. He can still run. Okay, it was against Uzbekistan that he scored a brace. I'm back. Was that a little bit silly to say you're back? You should have never left to begin with. But I still feel the runs I've seen from this guy, the finish that I saw when he just did.
I'm not so sure you would, Ailey.
Well, we are back underway for this second half. Canada playing all in black today. Black shorts, black tops, black socks. They're playing from our right to left in this second half. Morocco also in their changed shirts. So they're all white, playing from our left to right. And at the moment, Canada just trying to work the ball forward, but Morocco win it back. And can they show some impetus from the start of this second half? Hakimi's ball down the line, deflected and put out of play by Le Fougerolles, down level with the edge of the penalty area. Morocco take it quickly and now try to come forward through El Anoui. But Canada win it back, as they have done so often in the first half. Heavy touch, though, from Jonathan David, allows Morocco to play it back forward. Good defending from Johnston. And the ball is being turned over a number of times in these opening exchanges. But now space for Hakimi on this right-hand touchline. Driving towards the edge of the area, chops back, allows another couple of Canadian shirts to come in and around him, and it will be a throw-in for Morocco down next to that corner flag.
Yeah, we barely saw him get forward in the first half, Hakimi on that right-hand side, but we're only just into the second half, but they're pushing Canada back.
And Hakimi's cross blocked. It will be throw-in, though, right down next to the corner flag once again. Canada continuing their strong defensive work, not allowing Morocco to get any balls in and around the danger area. As again Morocco forced backwards. Let me run you through the two teams. For Canada, in goal, Crepeau, a back four, Laria, De Fougerolles, Bombito and Johnston, Seeger and Estacio in midfield, Ali Ahmed wide left, Buchanan wide right, and Jonathan David and Oluwaseyi, the two up front. And it is Oluwaseyi coming forward now, left edge of the penalty area, gets it through to David, gets the ball back and tries to place it across the field, and it's gone out for a corner. Was there a little tug or something in the build up to that? There's a Estacio having a word with the
ref. Yeah, Michael Oliver. Yeah, winning the ball high up again. And then let's have a look. Is there a target? Touch and go with it as offside when Oluwaseyi got his shot blocked on the left-hand side of the box. Had a fair few corners in the first half, didn't they? But didn't work anything. Canada, will it be different now?
Again, another opportunity from the set piece there. Sixth corner of the match. Estacio over it, goes short this time, first short one we've seen. Gets it back, plays it in. Now into the midfield and into Laria. Now the ball comes in and the Fougerolles puts out a foot, but it's hooked high over the bar. It was a difficult cross to get any real connection on.
They worked a little short one, didn't they, and then went around the box, but not an easy chance for
Morocco coming forward, and Rahimi taken down. It will be a free kick, and it will be another yellow card to Fougerolles this time. That one warranted, perhaps, though,
poor
Chris.
challenge, wild challenge, reckless from the Fougerolles. Rahimi making a run in the channel, and Fougerolles has had a really good first half, goes to ground. What's that, 7 for Michael Oliver?
It is indeed. Another little dance reference in there with your intonation. I enjoyed that. Whilst Morocco get ready to take this free kick, I'll just quickly run you through their team. So Buno in goal, Mazraoui, Diop, Halal and Hakimi in the back four, El Anoui, Bouadi in midfield, Diaz, Unai and El Khanous. Supporting now Rahimi. Saibari forced off with an injury in that first half. So Hakimi with the ball across the edge of the area, and there's the shot, and it is the opening goal, and it has come against the run of play, but Morocco take the lead. Unahi with a fizzing effort from just outside the penalty area. Lovely little cutback free kick from Hakimi along the ground. First time strike from Unahi, and it is Canada 0, Morocco 1.
Well, Morocco have taken off in Houston, and they've barely been in the game, but it is a superbly worked set piece. It really is. They load the box as a free kick wide on the right-hand side, and then they clear the space on the edge of the box, and the ball's fizzed in from Hakimi to Nahi, who's in the central area, who strides onto the ball, right-footed, beautifully weighted, uses the pace of the ball and just bends it. Right-footed, bit of curl on it. Crapo maybe slightly unsighted. He dives to his left-hand side. There may be the slightest deflection. Crapo doesn't get near it. And Morocco, against the run of play, they're ahead. They don't deserve to be ahead, but they are ahead because of a brilliantly worked set piece.
We spoke about Canada's danger from set pieces, but it is Morocco who use it to their advantage and take the lead. Unahi with his first goal here at the World Cup, just his 10th for his country. And how important it could be. A place in the quarter-finals is at stake, and Morocco are the team who've broken the deadlock. And at half-time, they had an XG of 0.02, Morocco. That's a way to start the second half.
I mean, they were so poor when they didn't find any rhythm, didn't find any real urgency or oomph. And I mean, Jesse Marsh must be wondering, blimey, you know, we have played so well in that first half, and now he'll be thinking, blimey, how are we losing this game?
Well, Canada looking for an instant response. Through by Eustachio, cleared, but only as far as Eustachio, and Laria now slips on the ball but keeps possession. Can Canada strike back, or has that goal wakened the Atlas Lions? Coming forward now, Canada into the area on that right-hand side, but it just skips away from Buchanan, and Morocco get it clear. Canada working hard to try and win it back, but it is Hakimi who comes clear, and for the first time we see him really stretch his legs down that right-hand side, carrying the ball, chops inside, gets away from David, goes down, no free kick given, and now Canada able to go up the other end.
Great recovery from Ali Ahmed, that Norwich City winger. It is a long bursting run from Hakimi deep inside his own half, down the right-hand side. Has so much drive, and Ali Ahmed matches him all the way and makes a crucial challenge on the edge of the box. They've gone up a level though, haven't they, Morocco, in this second half? So we better start playing, we better start running.
Well, Mohamed Ouabi did not look a happy man on the touchline in that first half. No doubt words would have been said at the break, and his side have come out with the perfect response. Never lost a game in charge of Morocco since taking over earlier this year.
Set plays again, Ailey. Jesse Marsh for most of the game has outfoxed Morocco, but Jesse Marsh outfoxed with that brilliantly worked free kick.
We're beginning to see those Moroccan midfielders that we built up so much before the game getting a little bit more touches in the midfield in this second half, showing their technical ability.
They can't keep that intensity up, that Canada, and cover the ground. Yeah, they're slightly off with the press, and the quality that Morocco have, they'll play through them.
Well, whoever does win this game here today will head to a quarter-final, which could be against France. It may be Paraguay. That game coming up 10 o'clock tonight. Ali Bruce Ball and Pat Nevin will talk you through that one. As again Morocco come clear, and Diaz just evades the challenge, and he's got Rahimi to his right hand side. Rahimi forced wide and his cross blocked. It'll be a Moroccan corner kick.
Loving it. The game's open now, really open. And Morocco had the numbers there as the ball was popped out to the right hand side. Brahim Diaz finding Rahimi. He hits the defender. Diaz was free, 12 yards out. Could possibly have made it too. There's a marauding Morocco now.
They have their tails up, Morocco, and they have another set piece. What will Hakimi have up his sleeve for this one? The last one from the free kick worked perfectly. This time he's just going to swing it straight in, front post, looking for the front post run of El Khanous. Comes back to Hakimi. This time he goes long towards the back post. Hal will try and pick that one up, keep it in play, but he slips and it goes out for a goal kick.
I don't think that one was off the training ground.
It wasn't.
Really, it's a poor first ball in from Hakimi. I just wonder how Jesse Marsh is feeling about that. Yeah, you often see.
Well, you can get a little picture of him now. His head is bowed. He's sitting on one of the drinks boxes. Doesn't look as happy as he did in that first half. 55 minutes gone here. Canada 0, Morocco 1. As they come forward, Canada again through Le Fougerolles. To his left-hand side is Stacchio, but it's just ahead of Stacchio, and he has to stretch for it, but it does go out for a Canada throw-in right on the halfway line. And then it comes again, Stacchio. And now it is the Canadian players who are being swarmed by the white shirts. Morocco working so much harder on and off the ball in this second half. Buchanan looking for Johnson, but it's poor, and now Morocco can come forwards, but Bombito is there to clear up. Right, let's head to the Rugby League Magic weekend, and Matt Newsom.
Yeah, full time here. Lee have dominated Warrington to come away with a convincing 24-6 win. It keeps them 7th, but within 2 points of the top 6. Warrington stays 2nd, but they looked really out of sorts today. Lee 24, Warrington 6. Magic weekend, day 1 is over.
Well, Morocco certainly looked out of sorts in the first half here as well, but they have come out second half. They've got themselves ahead, and now Hakimi drives down that right-hand side again, but he's pushed over
it's a silly
Laria.
Foul. And why is it a silly foul? Because it's on a yellow card. He cannot be careless. Hakimi, he's their leader. He's the one they all look up to. They need to keep 11 on the field, sorry.
Yeah, a number of players on a yellow card now as Canada come down the left-hand side, and Ali Ahmed does enough to win a corner for Canada. And he's been lively, Ahmed, the Norwich City player.
He has been, yeah. He's had a better game than Mo Toure did yesterday for Australia. He's been a threat on the left-hand side, likes to come inside and get shots off with his right foot. Now, can Jesse Marsh respond with a bit of set-piece brilliance of his own?
Eustachio stands over it. Their 7th corner. They haven't really tested much from it. This one goes deep. Le Fougerolles there tries to get it back across. Now battles with Hal, who gets it clear but hooks it out. It will be a throw-in to Canada, level with the penalty area. Seagor goes across to take it.
Is Alistair Johnson going to launch another?
It is going to be a long throw. This is another piece of armoury that Martin O'Neill can use next season. Not often we've seen Alistair Johnson taking these long throw-ins. See if it becomes a thing in the Scottish Premiership. He launches this one to the front edge of the 6-yard box. It's won by a Moroccan head, but headed back towards Alistair Johnson by Eustachio. Not a great pass from Johnson in return to Eustachio, and he's lost possession, but now wins it back again. Canada finding it a little bit more difficult this second half to break down Morocco.
Yeah, and part of that is I think they're tiring. I think we can see it physically. Very difficult to play with that same intensity. And Morocco look a bit more switched on.
And now they come forward again, Morocco, but Canada, but that's a push, is it, by, oh, it's an offside flag that goes up. That was interesting because that was in the area as Buchanan went down, and he's asking the question, but the flag was up under the pressure of Hal.
Yep, and maybe Michael Oliver would have had a decision to make. Was there enough contact? I think he has just lent offside. So he gets the other side of Hal. It's just a bit careless from Hal, but he's looking for the contact and throwing himself to the floor. Bad boy Buchanan. It's another diver.
Michael Oliver has had the cards out, certainly in this game. 7 shown. It's unusual for this World Cup. We've seen a lot let go.
So the referee yesterday, he let everything go, didn't he?
Yeah, we wondered if he had cards yesterday.
Yeah, we did question whether he'd remembered the cards for his pocket.
Now Canada into Morocco's half, trying to play one-touch football. Little deflection, though, means that Morocco can win it back.
Yeah, you just sense that Morocco, this second half, when Canada are going to carry on playing and pushing and popping the ball around, but Morocco on the counter-attack, that's when they're at their best. That's when they're at the most dangerous.
They've become a very strong side, Morocco. 33 games without defeat coming into this one. The first African team to win a knockout match in 2 separate World Cups. Did that back in 2022 when they made it all the way to the semi-finals. Again, the first African side to be represented in the World Cup semi-finals. They want more of that action here, and they would love to go one better perhaps, but it could well be France up next should they get through this tie. They lead by that goal to nil, but Canada still working hard, and that is going to be a free kick. Bouadi, couple of bodies around him, but again the Canadian player's not happy. Oluwaseyi.
Yeah, that was a foul on Bouadi, I think. Yeah, they did brilliantly to win the ball back. 4 players in black shirts surrounding Unahi, pinching the ball back off him, and now a couple of subs for Morocco. The experienced Amrabat.
Amrabat is indeed coming on. Just his second appearance at this World Cup, Amrabat. He's going to replace Bouadi in the midfield. And also coming on, the Sunderland winger, Chemzine Talbi. He'll replace El Khanous.
Yeah, and I mean, no great surprise. El Khanous barely got into the game, so no surprise him coming off, and Talbi can play off the left, can play off the right as well. Talented young player, and Amrabat will try and just give them a bit more control, a bit more physicality in that central midfield area.
A chance for Rahimi, played in behind, he's got the pressure from Bombito, and now he decides to play it out left, but it's in behind. Talbi, the substitute who's just come on, he's forced backwards to Mazraoui, and that was an opportunity for Morocco, but Bombito doing really well to get back, put Rahimi under pressure. Morocco keep the ball though, out on that left side level with the penalty area. Mazraoui Gets it onto his right foot, plays a ball in towards Brahimi, cleared by Fougerolles. And now Brahim Diaz, lovely trickery from Diaz, and then the little back heel looking for the return pass to Diaz, but cut out. He's got such magical feet, Brahim Diaz, in those little tight areas.
Yep, it's started to see a few flicks and tricks, haven't we, from Morocco. There's another one outside of the right boot from Hakimi.
And now it is Diaz who's been released, right edge of the penalty area. Fougerolles for company, but white shirts swarming in, and that's hit off. Was it Hakimi it hit off, and somehow it's got clear.
Absolutely loaded the box there, did Morocco. 6 white jerseys in the box waiting for the pullback, and Brahim Diaz just not able to find a teammate, but they have gone up levels here. Just see the little lovely left foot of Diaz, drag back nutmeg.
I had it all in that little moment.
It'll be on YouTube soon, onto that.
Yeah, you can watch it all on the highlights and all the best of it on the BBC Sport website and iPlayer. Little moments of magic like that. He's a diminutive player in stature, Brahim Diaz, but my goodness, he's capable of producing wonderful moments. Still Canada 0, Morocco 1, 65 minutes played here in Houston.
When's Jesse Marsh going to go to the bench, because Canada look like they are flagging.
Lovely ball played through, and here's a decision for the referee to make, and it is no free kick, as Brahimi was going through in between the defenders, went down under the challenge from Bombito. Nothing given, but again,
well, I mean,
big scare for Canada.
And bearing in mind, Michael Oliver has blown for virtually everything today. That ball in a central area, and Brahimi would have been through on goal.
Interesting to see that one back again, but at the moment, Ahmed with a few tricks of his own, releasing Laria down this left-hand side, and it will be a free kick for offside. Yeah.
I think there was a handball in there from Amrabat on the edge of his box, but yeah, it's a clear offside. Maria.
So free kick to Morocco, which their goalkeeper Bonu will prepare to take, and Morocco getting bodies forward.
It's been a beautiful day for Bono so far.
Yes, he hasn't had a... I saw what you did there. I was slow there, wasn't I? Catching me out on the music references.
I'm better than that.
You are. That's why I didn't get it at first. Hakimi going back to his goalkeeper, but under pressure from Buchanan, and he very nearly got a foot on that. And that could have been a very difficult moment for Bunu. Perhaps not a beautiful day for him, as he again is put under pressure. This time he's perhaps caught, and it is a yellow card that Michael Oliver has shown. He is saying that the goalkeeper was caught illegally there by Larin.
Larin is absolutely entitled to go for that. Hakimi's popped the ball back, and Bono is, what, 5 yards out from his own goal. Larin thinks he could score, and he's entitled to go for that. He barely touches Bono, and Michael Oliver blows for the hydration break, but he has been card happy. As Morocco, they'll be happy that they're in front. Brilliantly worked set piece.
a quarter-final place at stake. Canada 0, Morocco 1. Morocco beginning to show their dominance in this game after a first half that was certainly dominated by the host nation. Canada, though, just without that little bit of quality to find the breakthrough.
Yeah, they've certainly had the courage in the way that they played. They've had the conviction up until the edge of the Moroccan box. And you're right, Ailey, there just hasn't been the Canadian craft, has there?
And it was the Moroccan craft from a free kick. A lovely weighted pullback from Hakimi, straight on to the boot of Unahi. First time effort just fizzed along the turf and into the bottom corner. Beautiful strike from the Moroccan. And it has them ahead, it has them in the ascendancy. Canada continued to work incredibly hard to press Morocco. But you do feel like this game has turned, the momentum has turned in the favour of the African nation. They had so much expectation coming in, Morocco, and Chris, you have said you would put them as one of the teams you could see winning this whole tournament.
Yeah, I've got about 8 favourites, and they're...
So Morocco are not that special then?
No, I mean, they are. You're going to have to see what they did at the 2022 World Cup. I mean, they met Canada, they beat Canada, didn't they, 2-1, but I mean, both sides have changed a lot, different coaches, a lot of different players. I think only a couple of the Canadian players that day played in the game, so it's a new team for Canada, new era, but they have really given it a go today.
They have, and it's a young team as well, this Canadian team. They do still have 13 players involved who are in Qatar.
But where was this running in the first half? You know, they seem to be getting stronger, Morocco, the longer the game has gone on. Maybe this was all part of the master plan from Ouabi, the Moroccan coach.
His face maybe didn't tell that story in the first half, watching on. Really poor performance. They did concede a couple of goals to Haiti, but you do feel that first half against Canada here is about as poor as Morocco have been. Canada not able to take advantage, now find themselves behind, but beginning to struggle.
He takes a moment, though.
It does. Perhaps this will be the moment for Jonathan David, but Halal does really well to knock the header back to the goalkeeper under pressure from the Canadian forward. You wonder how long it might be as we hit the 75-minute mark until we see Alphonso Davies, the Canadian superstar, been struggling with an injury, but he did play a part of the knockout match, the last 32 match against South Africa, and he came on to great effect in that game, turned the game really in Canada's favour. So it may be that we see him shortly. Can he have the same impact here today if he does come on? Canada coming forward on the ball down this right-hand side with Buchanan, feints a couple of times, now tries to go down the right-hand side of Talby, wins the throw-in, level with the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, didn't believe he could beat him, Buchanan, that's his job. You've got to commit your defender. Talby disciplined. Back in, here comes the long throw again.
Here goes Alistair Johnson with that long throw.
He's gone for a ball change there, hasn't he? Alistair Johnson dropped the one they were using. Got one off a cone.
Left arm raised. And in it comes. Flicked on or just over the head. It was there for the flick on, but Mazraoui wins it. Now the cross comes in again. Punched clear by Bono. Canada keep it alive though, just inside the area. Again the cross comes in, this time it's cleared, and Unai going for the little flick over his head, but it's come back to Canadian on the edge of the area, Eustachio, and he wins a free kick, and it's right on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, well, I think you mentioned Anahi was trying I think it was Anahi trying to flick forward outside of his right boot, as careless as anything, gave it back to Canada, and then Eustachio gets the wrong side of Amrabat. Amrabat pulls him back, and it is just outside the box, isn't it? The initial pull wasn't far off being a penalty, but now here's a chance.
Here's a chance. It is right on the edge of the area, dead central. It's actually quite difficult when it is so central.
Well, when it's so close, Ailey, as well, isn't it? To get it up and over. It's a big Moroccan wall. Hakimi getting involved. Again, he needs to be careful. He's giving plenty of advice to the Canadian players. But
yeah, he is on a yellow card already, Hakimi. He's now gone back to join a wall that consists pretty much of every outfield player Morocco have.
I don't think they have a draft excluder.
Oh no, there he goes, there he goes.
Last minute.
Is it Hakimi that's gone down there?
I think it's Talby. Not the biggest draft excluder. No. They're bigger out there, his little legs.
Well, standing over the ball, Ali Ahmed and Jonathan David. Which one will it be to strike? It's going to be David, and he gets it over the wall, but it also goes over the top of the crossbar. Really difficult to try and get it up and down from there.
Yeah, I mean, he's not been great. He's been on the periphery. Jonathan David gets his big chance, and I'm trying to be kind. It's a hopeless effort. It really is. He's just dinked it. There's no real confidence in that strike. He's just dinked the ball. I think Bono would have saved it anyway. Went a yard over the bar. Didn't bother Bono. And here's another sub. It's always tough, isn't it, when they whack so many subs on for
we didn't even notice Kyle Larin coming on.
Who's on now, then?
So Jacob Schaffelberg is on that left-hand side. He's replacing Ali Ahmed. And also coming on, Promise David. Laria going off. So Schaffelberg will probably go back into that left-back position, and Promise David into the right-hand side as a shot comes in from distance from Buchanan. It was from all of about 30 yards, but Bono had to look really lively and get down to his right-hand side and flick it round for a corner kick. It was dipping viciously in front of the goalie.
Yeah, just for a second, Bono looked like he was going to be caught out there. Really smart from Buchanan, but Bono got back and made the save down to his right-hand side.
So another set piece for Canada, their 8th corner off the game. Eustachio doesn't get past the front post man. It's launched clear, but it will be picked up by Sigur, and he plays it in towards the far post, where Mazraoui swan dives under the pressure, but the referee does agree that there was a little push from Promise David.
He's a big guy, isn't he, Promise David? I think you're a bit harsh there with the swan dive.
It was quick.
Yeah, he's a big, strong boy.
He is
Promise
indeed.
David, and he shoved Mazraoui in the back, a little bit clumsy there. Just seeing the Buchanan effort, we can see it from the referee's view. They have that little cam, don't they? It's a good idea, that. It's just for a second, Bono hesitates. Great effort, that. That's what they're going to need. Something special, a moment, a piece of brilliance. Because Bono does look pretty solid.
Well, it's been an attacking change from Jesse Marsh, because they now have Jonathan David, Kyle Larin and Promise David all in that forward area with Buchanan as well. So he's going for it, the American.
Why not? Why
go
not?
hard or go home at this stage, isn't it?
Lose the game 2-3-0, but you can get back in it.
10 minutes to go for Canada to try and find a way back into this match. Morocco leading by a goal to nil, but Canada, they are not giving this up without a fight. Nice little free kick down the line, looking for Jonathan David. Back it goes towards Eustachio, cross in, but just evading the Fougerolles, but Canada will pick that back up in the centre circle, and Seager going back to his goalkeeper, but Canada keeping the numbers forward into Promise David, and now Schaffelberg trying to look for the little run in behind from Alistair Johnston, but now Canada have got themselves short at the back. It is 4 against 2 in Morocco's favour, and now the ball down the right hand side. Brahim Diaz into the area, chops back onto that left foot, lays it into the path, and it's a wonderful finish from Unahi, his second goal of the afternoon, and a goal that almost certainly puts Morocco into that quarter-final. Canada, they gambled, and Morocco turned it around with a fantastic break, and Diaz, brilliant feet, laid it into the path of Unahi, and what a finish into the top corner. And the Moroccans behind that goal are going wild. It is Canada 0, Morocco 2.
Yeah, but I think this game over now. Oh, look, Jesse Marsh, he did gamble, he went for it. Last throw of the dice really for him. And with another forward on the pitch, and you always felt Morocco could hurt, could kill on the counter, and they did do. And you're right, Brahim Diaz, superb skill, because when the ball slipped to him, I think Tolby, 4 against 2, but he has that composure, shapes the shoot with his right foot, chops back, and then it's a lovely little toe poke with his left foot, just pokes the ball into the path of Unahi, who thunders the ball right-footed into the roof of the net. It's a brilliant finish, it really is.
It is a wonderful finish. It is a second goal for Unahi.
It's absolutely ruthless to finish. And you could say he should score, but he made absolutely no mistake. And Morocco found a way.
They struggled in the first 45, but this second half they have been much more like themselves, and it is 2 wonderful strikes, one low into the bottom left-hand corner of Krupo's net, and the other high into the left-hand corner. Neither of them easy for the goalkeeper to get anything on. Perfection from Unahi. And that is Morocco with 1 foot firmly into the quarter-finals. France or Paraguay lie in wait. But Canada trying to still cause some problems. And they've turned it over again, and now down this left-hand side, the cross comes in, takes a deflection into the arms of Bunu. They've worked incredibly hard, Canada.
Yeah, do you know what? I take my hat off to Jesse Marsh and the Canadian team. They've been so brave, they've been so courageous, they've put so much into this game. They are a country, no doubt they're moving forward in terms of the football structure, but they have been absolutely suckered by a set piece and suckered by a counter-attack. And Morocco have done a job on them.
Canada still coming forward down the right-hand side. Johnston with the ball across, but that's an easy one from Bono to pluck out of the sky, and now he just launches it up the field, and again it's a 3v2 overload for Morocco, coming forward with the goal scorer into the area. It's a lovely cross, and the header has come off the underside of the bar. Rahimi holds his head in his hands. It was a wonderful ball from Unahi into that central area, and Rahimi gets a head on it, just drops down off the crossbar and into the grateful arms of Crapo. Now Canada come forward again, but the cross from Buchanan won't reach a teammate, but it is forced behind, so another corner for Canada.
Oh, I love it. It's like a basketball game now, just end to end, and oh, delicious from Unahi. And Rahimi, the ball's just dinked up around the penalty spot, and he loops a header over the goalkeeper, underside of the bar.
Pressure from Diaz on Schaffelberg, but he manages to keep possession, the substitute for Canada, and now he's got it on the left edge of the penalty area, flicks it in, headed clear, but it's fallen only as far as Jonathan David. A little back heel to Buchanan, still in this left edge of the penalty area. Again the cross comes in, again it's headed clear. Seager with an acrobatic ball into the box. Oh, hitch kick.
Yeah, Schaffelberg, a couple of shockers with his crosses. He's got to beat that first man, the Canadian left back.
Well, Morocco happy perhaps to soak up a little bit of pressure, try and catch Canada on the break again, because Canada, they are putting everybody forward, but that will be a free kick to the Canadians.
What's the Amrabat there getting involved there with Jonathan David?
Well, that's 2 goals today for Unahi. The last Moroccan player to score 2 in a World Cup game was Bassir in 1998.
Great knowledge.
Against Scotland.
Great. Oh.
Tried to erase that game from my memory as well. Morocco have not been a good opponent for Scotland. They're making some changes now. Saran coming on. He's replacing Diop at the back. Also, the goal scorer, Unahi, is going off. El Mourabet coming on for him. So another couple of changes for Morocco. But Canada with this free kick. In it goes, looking for the run of Promise David. Punched clear, and both players, the goalkeeper and the Canadian forward, down on the turf. Brave goalkeeping as Promise David tried to get on the end of that ball.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really nasty collision. Bono really brave, and Promise David, he's got eyes on the ball. He's a big guy, and it's there to head. Bono just nips in front of him, and Promise David looks like he's in a bit of bother on the deck there.
Yeah, number of medical staff around him at the moment.
See the idea from Jesse Marsh, just get that physicality on that bigger strike and go a little bit more direct.
Well, Jonathan Osorio has also come onto the field for Canada, so another change for them. He's replacing Sigur.
Just watching the second goal again, that one which looks to have secured it for Morocco. Brahim Diaz, when you want a bit of composure in that final third and the set, and Unahi popping it into the top corner in the celebration, I think, drink it all in.
Yeah, almost like a little cup of tea celebration alongside Diaz. Both players back up on their feet, which is good to see. So Jayden Nelson on for Canada. Another attacking change. He is more of a left winger, Nelson. Another youngster from the Canadian setup, just 23 years old, plays for Austin. This is his World Cup debut. Hasn't played yet in this tournament. So Jesse Marsh still going for it.
Yeah, well, doesn't die wondering, does he, Jesse Marsh?
Well, he's an interesting character, splits opinion a bit, the American, but...
Does he?
You're not aware of that?
Yeah, you're right. He does, but
yes.
Fair play to his team. They have played an enormous part in this game. They're so unlucky not to go in ahead, didn't take the chances, and then suckered.
Yeah, this has been a historic World Cup campaign for the hosts, Canada. One of the hosts getting through to the knockout stages. Cross comes in from the left-hand side for Canada, and then there's a shot, but it's blocked and cleared by Amrabat. So they have made history, and hopefully in Canada it makes further advances, developments to their football setup, because they have produced some wonderful players here today. They do trail, though, by 2-0 as we head towards the 90-minute mark, and 8 minutes of added time to be played. And Canada will...
They've got 6 in the front line, Canada.
They just should say they'll do all they can to try and claw their way back into this over these 8 minutes, and it's like a front 5 at the moment. Alistair Johnston on the ball, down to Nelson. Just come on, the winger skips inside and then launches the ball into the area, and Larin offside, is he, or is it a little push? Handball. It was none of the first two, it was a handball. But it is a free kick to Morocco.
Little shuffle, wasn't it, from Nelson, and the ball hits Larin on the hand. Just got to see these 8 minutes out. We looked down in the technical area, a dejected Jesse Marsh.
Now we can see a few starting to make for the exits here as well in Houston. It does look like it is game over for Canada. Morocco again coming down the right-hand side. Rahimi getting into that corner flag, and he's almost taken out the assistant referee there and the corner flag all at once, but it will be a free kick to Canada. Deep inside their own half, so up everybody will go again. This, you can imagine, will be launched forward from the goalkeeper.
It's about 15 yards further forward where he should have taken it, Crapo.
It's won though by a Moroccan head. Alistair Johnston flicks it on in midfield. And Canada keep possession round the corner, looking for the run of Larin from Promise David, but cut out. And Jonathan David does pick up the loose ball. Is that a shove in the back? There's no free kick for Canada forthcoming on the edge of the area as Jonathan David went down, but good battling from Defougerol wins the ball back for Canada, and now it's sliced out of play for a Canada throw-in.
He's had a good game, Defougerol.
Yeah, he's been impressive.
He was reckless though, wasn't he? He gave away the free kick, which Morocco scored from.
Canada forward again, Schaffelberg on that left-hand side. Defougerol very comfortable on the ball, and now Nelson's come over to this left side into the area and left edge of the penalty area, twisting, turning, trying to get away from Hakimi. Does really well to win the corner up against the experience of Hakimi, the youngster.
Here comes Crapo.
The goalkeeper is making his way. Look for a little bit of support from his manager. I think that was always going to be forthcoming with Jesse Marsh. In the ball goes the goalkeeper, tries to go towards it. Now he's down, but there is going to be a free kick. He dived over a couple of players.
I'm just looking at his recovery run as well. He's fortunate that Morocco haven't taken a quick one there. I'm not so sure he was getting back. Keeper on keeper, that's what we like to see, isn't it?
Something else that's we don't see every day happen in this game. We've had a few of them. Canada 0, Morocco 2. 5 minutes of the added 8 still to play. And it is the Moroccan voices that you hear around the stadium in Houston. They are on their feet. They are waving their flags and their scarves, enjoying yet another World Cup. The AFCON champions as well. As Morocco try and play it forward, and last man defending, and back to the goalkeeper who, under the pressure of Talbi, had to put it out of play. So Morocco with the throw-in midway between the halfway line and the edge of the penalty area. France or Paraguay lie in wait in the quarter-finals. You can listen to that last 16 match tonight, 10 o'clock on Radio 5 Live with Ali Bruce-Ball, Pat Nevin, and it continues as well, the last 16 tomorrow. Ali and Pat are busy. They're going to bring you Brazil against Norway, 9 p.m. for that one tomorrow. And then, of course, England in Mexico City up against the hosts Mexico, 1 a.m. That all gets underway. John Murray and Paul Robinson. You can also watch that game back on Monday morning on BBC Two. Extended highlights on the iPlayer, and you can listen again on Sports Extra. A huge 24 hours to come. A bit more than 24 hours for England as they look to progress. Now the ball comes in from Canada. Crapo's up again.
Nearly got there.
And he nearly got on the end of that one too.
His recovery run is slower once again.
Canada have the ball though from the throw-in. Lovely little ball inside to Osorio, but he's lost out as Morocco win it back. Nelson is there. Plays it across the pitch to Schaffelberg. Chops onto that right foot, goes down under the challenge. Free kick just outside the area as Rahimi takes down Schaffelberg. So another opportunity for Canada.
Still going forward, still trying to get back in this game. The game's gone. It has, what, we're 5.5, 6 minutes. I say it's gone. This must go in. It's an absolute must.
Eustachio is over it. It's left of centre. 22, 23 yards from goal. Eustachio plays it to Nelson. Good strike, blocked by the wall. In it comes again, and it's reached Johnson on that back post, and he's flicked it towards goal, but that's going wide.
Got to hit that first time, Alistair Johnson, as soon as he took the touch.
Was a bit heavy touch as well.
Yeah, he's a right footer, isn't he? So he should have just put his left foot through it. As soon as he took the touch, he was shut down by 2-3 Moroccan defenders.
Well, Canada's stay in this World Cup that they have been a host of is reaching its end. You feel a minute and a half left to play. They have been fantastic hosts. The cities of Toronto and Vancouver. But they trail here by 2-0 as Rahimi goes down under the challenge, and Morocco win a free kick just inside Canada's half.
Yeah, well, what we do know is Morocco, if they want to go on and get to the final, I mean, the next game is likely to be against France. They cannot afford a first half like they had today, because France will be out of sight. They have top-class forwards. With respect to Canada, they do not.
Yeah, it is an area of the pitch that they struggle a little bit in. Canada, not renowned for being prolific goal scorers, albeit they did beat Qatar 6-0 in a group stage match, but Qatar down to 9 by the end of that game. As Morocco come forward again, and I guess space for Diaz as he drives towards the area, plays a lovely little ball to Rahimi, and Rahimi makes it 3 for Morocco. It is game over. The substitutes all run onto the field of play and celebrate, and we can see in the crowd huge celebrations from the red and green of the Moroccan-clad supporters. Their side are through to the quarter-finals. Brahim Diaz again the provider. Beautifully weighted little ball to Rahimi. Composure this time to slot it away. Canada 0, Morocco 3.
I mean, we were discussing earlier, weren't we, whether Morocco would run out of gas. They've got stronger the longer the game has gone on, and it's ruthless Rahimi. The counter-attack kings, Morocco, and Diaz, the diminutive Diaz, with a clever little pass to Rahimi in a central area. Rahimi left-hand side of the box, or just inside the box, left-footed. Slots the ball past Crapo, and that's it. Game, set, match. Numbers forward, and he just has that composure. The weight of pass is beautiful. So underestimated, that weight of pass, because it just allows Rahimi to have a look, see where Crapo is, and pick his spot. Go back across. Finish was ruthless. And that is that.
Well, he was incredibly emotional, Rahimi, after he scored his first goal at this World Cup against Haiti. He said it was because of the sacrifices that he's made to get to this World Cup. And now he's got himself back on the score sheet again, and there is the full-time whistle. And Canada's journey ends here in Houston, but for Morocco, the Africans march on into the quarter-finals. It wasn't the prettiest performance across the 90 minutes, but the second half, they showed their class, they showed their ability, they showed their ruthlessness in front of goal. And they do deserve, Chris, to go through to the next round.
Yep, Morocco took off in Houston in the second half. It certainly wasn't magnificent Morocco, a Moroccan team who are at their best, but they picked their moments, didn't they? Wonderful set piece for the opener, counter-attack for the second. Anahi with a couple of brilliant right-footed finishes, and then at the end, in fairness, Canada, they put everything into the game. They were courageous, they went for it, they were brave, but they were suckered in the second half by a Moroccan team, as I said, just not at their very best. Tougher tests to come for Morocco, but it's job done, and they're the first team through to the quarterfinals.
And it will